welcome to a somewhat gloomier downtown LA today, where there's actually some showers predicted in the forecast, but I don't think it's anything Oregonians can't handle here. I'm Jessica Greif, the broadcast reporter for the Oregonian and Oregon Live. I'm joined by Andrew Greif, the Oregon Ducks beat writer. We just came out of Oregon's press conference this morning. What did you get out of that today?
So today's press conference was Oregon's offensive key players and then Florida State's defensive key players. And we spent most of our time with Oregon's players and coaches. And what I thought was interesting was, Jake Fisher, the left tackle, who's been a vital part of it. Someone asked him, is Helfrich the most underrated coach in the country? And he said, underpaid. I thought that was interesting. You've seen that there are a lot of guys on the Ducks team who have Helfrich's back as their head coach. A lot of people talk today about the differences year one to year two of Helfrich, how he's some people see him as more comfortable. The coaches think he's been the same, but they say that everybody sees that he has really taken hold of the reins of the program. The other thing that came out of today was a little bit newsy, was that Scott Frost, the Oregon offensive coordinator, said that Hronis Grasu, who's the center, he's been missing since November 8th because of a foot or ankle injury. Frost said today that Grasu is on the, quote, fast track to play in the Rose Bowl in 2 days, of course, against Florida State. So that would be a big boon for Oregon's offensive line, because everything starts with the running game. 19-0, the Ducks are under Mark Helfrich when they've rushed for 200 or more yards.
And so we're going to see another practice today. What are you hoping to get out of that?
Yeah, this is the second open practice for media. We get to see the first 15 minutes. Obviously, there's not a whole lot you can really, take out of 15 minutes. You want to kind of draw wide conclusions from just a few minutes of practice. But I want to see how Grasu practices. We watched him 2 days ago. He looked okay in some drills, didn't take part in others. I want to see how he looks. I want to see Charles Nelson. A couple days ago, he looked like he was on a side field working with the trainer. Just kind of want to see how he's moving. And then, of course, I like watching Marcus Mariota, how he just prepares and throws the ball.
All right, and we've been talking to the beat writers so far this week, but I wanted to talk to one of the Oregonian's photographers. This is Thomas Boyd with me. And Thomas, one thing we wanted to talk to you about is Marcus Mariota. He's one of the most photographed athletes in the country. What have you observed from photographing him?
Well, I followed him with Andrew from Orlando to Baltimore to New York on the awards circuit, and I spent a lot of time looking at him through my camera and realized you really kind of get to know people a little bit and kind of understand their personality a little bit. And all this positive talk about Mariota, I can tell you, is, from my assessment, correct. He seems like a genuinely caring, and the word humble's been used many times, and I would say that's the case.
What's your interaction been like with him on this trip?
Well, again, with all of it, he's surrounded by handlers, PR people from Oregon in the Rose Bowl or wherever he's going that guard him and protect him from photographers. And so it's a bit of a challenge to get near him. But when it does open up a little bit, he's been completely cordial and goes with the flow. And I appreciate that.
Now, going into the game, how do you prepare yourself for going into this Rose Bowl game and prepare to take the best photos?
Well, like all things, we have a plan, and fellow photographer Bruce Ely will join me for the game, and we will cover both ends of the field depending on what's happening with the game, and of course everything that happens before, during, and after halftime. We will cover every single aspect of it that we're allowed to cover. And, it's kind of like the sport itself. You rely a little bit on luck and the ball kind of bouncing your way.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking to us about that. And, we've seen a lot of Oregon fans down here from Portland and Eugene. Yesterday, I got a chance to talk to the LA fans. They're called the LA Ducks, and I talked to the interim president there to find out what the fan base is like in the greater Los Angeles area.
The university, the mothership association in Eugene sends us all this stuff every year.
Michael Konowitz wants to make sure these yellow and green decorations are getting noticed.
We put up lots of O's all over here
to flag down fans and bring a community together.
You've got, the Lakers, a million sports teams, a million different followings, and of course the celebrities, the movies, like so much different stuff going on here. My number one personal goal for the chapter is just to connect Duck fans, whether it's football season or not. Have people connect because LA is so ridiculously spread out.
The interim president of the UO Alumni Association's Los Angeles chapter says his predecessor was the one who really got the local fan base off the ground.
This season we've led the nation a lot of weeks in attendance in terms of the chapters, the Oregon chapters, and a lot of 100+ crowds and even 200+ from Michigan State.
That crowd gathers at Busby's West in Santa Monica and spreads out across 3 watch party rooms.
It's a lot of fun when we have a big crowd here and everybody getting behind the team, the fight song playing, that kind of thing.
Conowitz says he predicts the fan base will only grow as he continues to reach out and if the Ducks continue to be successful. But if the Ducks go to the National College Football Championship game, like the Rose Bowl game, Conowitz most likely won't be hosting a watch party, but watching it in person.
Absolutely, I am there.
There will still be a watch party at Busby's West on New Year's Day for those who can't attend the Rose Bowl, but the president tells me he doesn't know what the turnout will be like. He expects a lot of people will go to the big game. Stay tuned to Oregon Live for updates throughout the day and also our Facebook and Twitter, and we will be back here tomorrow morning with another recap and update. Reporting in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Jessica Greif for the Oregonian and Oregon Live.